So this is just before 10 o'clock. It's 21:50 GMT is the timing of this broadcast of the Baby Angel Geronimo editions, KhoodeelaarTV television channel, part 2. Timed at 21:50 GMT, Monday the 7th of November 2022. Baby Angel Geronimo is joining today as the first person source, first person publisher, witness. And the first part and the first sentence of this first part by Baby Angel Geronimo is this, that the evidence that I have gathered over the years of the misconduct, misbehavior by the individuals collectively called DEFRA, but severally named, especially as the so-called chief vet, a woman called Christian Middlemiss. These criminals have lied about me, and these criminals have defamed me. These criminals have invented excuses and pretexts to say that I have some kind of infection or some kind of illness in me. Ever since I was born in New Zealand, to my human family, including my human mum, Leonie Walker, I have been treated with absolute universal love and affection, and I have been treated as a best health, as a child in the best health. And when I arrived in UK, South Gloucestershire, and met my human mother, Helen MacDonald, I was treated with love and affection. And my human mother, Helen MacDonald, was caused absolutely horrendous anxiety and worries by the criminals at DEFRA, who wanted any excuse, any pretext to tell lies about my health and my suitability. I am absolutely certain that I have not been the only target of these DEFRA criminals. And I have not been the only target of Christian Middlemiss, the evil one, and that I shall share all the key aspects of my experience at the hands of Christian Middlemiss and at the hands of the smaller posts holding individuals making the decisions to harass me, to defame me, to distress my human mother, Helen MacDonald, for no reason whatsoever. It is like being thrown into a land of no values, a land of evil, which is what I have been witnessing, experiencing ever since I came in good faith. I traveled from New Zealand in good faith and joined my human mother, Helen MacDonald. All the material, physical, available evidence that humans have developed over the years have been found to have failed to spot any single iota of evidence that shows that DEFRA were telling the truth about my state of health. They were lying. To the many, countless numbers of supporters who support me, baby angel Geronimo, I say thank you, and I invite them, if and when they can, to follow my daily reports as carried by the KhoodeelaarTV television channel and as presented by human champion Muhammad Haque. I undertake to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and to actively participate in the ending of the darkness that is England now, and to end the cruelty, criminality, defamation, and persecution of the innocent, humans and the likes of me, baby angel Geronimo. And we shall be continuing this campaign and this broadcast. Now, Muhammad Haque is moving on to other aspects of the data issues. To note that Peter Brooks of the Times newspaper is proving to be an excellent cartoonist, as he has shown in the cartoon, I think that was carried in the Times on Saturday, the 5th, I think, 5th of October. Sorry, 5th of November. Not September, not October, 5th of November. Let's see if the Dracula cartoon that Peter Brooks drew can be accessed. Where is the Dracula one that he has? So what Peter Brooks has done is to draw this cartoon showing Suella Cruella. Well, Suella Cruella as the vampire bat. And let's see if we can find it. Given that I have called her Cruella at least 10 days before any of them caught up. The fact that they've caught up is absolutely vindication of the diagnosis analysis that we have got right. So this is the nature notes, and it's 5th of November 2022. Vampire bat, Suella Cruella. And the Times is selling it for between $29.99 to £400. Anyway, this is the cartoon which says that evil Cruella has beaten Rishi Sunak on the neck. And what the cartoon version of Rishi Sunak is showing is that Sunak is in experiencing great pain. That's what it says. So let's see what. So this is the cartoon, and I'm looking for the words that he has used, Peter Brooks, because this is absolutely creative cartooning. He has said, let's see what he has said. He has said that the left, generally the left in the UK politically, are feeble as compared to the right, to which she boastfully asserts her belonging. Now, there are so many things in there that must be diagnosed. Now, day before yesterday, we talked about To Kill a Mockingbird, written by the American writer who died recently, Harper Lee, Nell Harper Lee. And To Kill a Mockingbird is a kind of, very accessible, let's say, way of telling a complex set of stories. And that is on various levels updates on the story of the Uncle Tom's Cabin. The Nell Harper Lee, according to her biographies, was an exceptionally pleasant, kind-hearted, compassionate, thoughtful, caring human being. And her book and the account and the narrative, To Kill a Mockingbird, more than bears out all these qualities that she possessed. Now, if she didn't write that book, or she didn't write a book of that nature, people who don't live in the USA and have never visited the USA, and the form or formulation of their opinion about the USA as a society is based on news and gossip and whatever. Such people would correctly be forgiven for thinking America is the land of the evil, the devil. But Nell Harper Lee created a big challenge to such perceptions. And she asserted that good prevails over bad in human beings, not in the characters that attacked the black man and wrongly, falsely accused him of raping a white woman, but people like the lawyer character Atticus. I mean, Atticus is the father figure that Nellie kind of painted. And I mean, Atticus was a white man, driven by the universal values of seeking justice and fairness against all odds. And the narration given by, of course, Nell Harper Lee wrote that as an adult person, but she transformed herself into the most innocent child with the most magnificent power of kindness and imagination. And she, in a rhetorical sense, narrates the many bitter steps the lawyer Atticus has had to endure and take in order to defend his innocent black man. Neil Harper Lee drapes that Atticus character with the most beautiful layer and clothing of affection as his compassionate daughter in solidarity with him every step of the way. Now, the battle for justice for the black man, accused by a white woman of raping her, that battle, I would say, only began with Neil Harper Lee writing that book. The battle is in full swing now in 2022, and it will continue. Of course, there are other battles, less in the headlines than the battles concerning the people subjected to slavery, distortion, perversion, abuse, exploitation, and systematic rape. African women or women of African origin have been systematically sexually abused and violated and raped by the white man. Now, of course, Neil Harper Lee, her focus is on the white man, Atticus, struggling to save the black man wrongly accused of raping a white woman. But the principles, the various delicate principles that Harper Lee has kind of demonstrated, contained in the carriage in her battleship, let's say, To Kill a Mockingbird, they contain all the other battles. And I would say all the battles that dare not speak their mind, they speak their voice, which is the absolutely horrendous genocides done to the what is called the original people that inhabited the vast land, the so-called distorted name Red Indians. These people are owed perennial, eternal apologies, and their stories must be told. And their descendants that are now trying to justify their existence because of the current, ongoing, continuing, updated racism against them. Those survivors must be supported, and their deniers and persecutors must be exposed and stopped. So we take it across the globe and go to New Zealand and go to Australia and go to Southern Africa and all the similar, and of course, next door to the USA, Canada. All the victims, all the targets of racist exploitation, racist sexual exploitation, rape, and so on, they must have their say. That should be the agenda. To correct the world, it can be corrected. So Nell Harpally was a rare star on the horizon, otherwise darkened by the evil ones, and she carried the light. And that light must be burnt eternally until injustice being done today is ended, really ended, permanently ended. So the struggle for justice, the struggle for insaf that has been going on in Pakistan under the leadership of the Movement for Justice, the Alliance for Justice, Tehreek-e-Insaf, led by Imran Khan, is a similar torch for light in the darkness. Similar torch lit by Nell Harper Lee in her Killing the Mockingbird. Now, the debate between the perpetrators of the foreign hukumat, the imposed regime in Pakistan, and Tehreek-e-Insaf, the struggle for justice, is again, in my view, only just beginning. And I said that even despite the fact that Imran Khan has just survived an assassination attempt 3 days ago, because the hundreds of millions of people in the subcontinent, nearly 2 billion people in India, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, these people have been in need of justice since August 1947. And Since August 1947, 75 years, they have been denied justice. What does denial of justice look like? Well, that 8-year-old girl, she's 8 years old, for heaven's sake. And the couriers of the Hindutva evil form a gang and kidnap this child, 8-year-old girl. And they first gang rape her and then they murder her. Why? Because she's a Muslim. They target her because she's a Muslim. Where? In Kashmir. How many 8-year-old girls or children have been gang raped, murdered, and they are attackers, violators, rapists, murderers have been treated as India's national heroes. This happened only recently, not long ago. Narendra, Narendra Modi is one of the cheerleaders of the gang rapist murderers, as have been the so-called courts of justice in India. They have allowed the criminals to get away. Thus, they created in India a state of evil that dominates. And the evil currently, and since 2014 in power, has been personified by Narendra Modi, buffeted by the BJP. It's called Bharatiya Janata Party. Bharati means Indians, Janata is people, and party is, of course, people. I mean, what kind of people's party is it? That encourages the committing of the worst possible crime against a child and then celebrates that crime by pointing out that the victim was a Muslim, 8-year-old child. How can that be? What crimes did this child commit by being born a Muslim? So in the Quran, it says that there are two witnesses recording everything that every individual human being does when they're alive on this planet. And those records will be produced on the day of judgment. And the trial of the accused would be based on the records of their acts, deeds while alive as human beings on this earth. So anyone who says that the internet is advanced and this, that, and the other, the technology is advanced and there nothing like this existed before, well, they are obviously very, very, very wrong. Even before humanity was created and given the society space on the planet. God anticipated everything that human beings would ever do, and that includes technology of all kinds. Now, these two witnesses recording the bad and the good on the two shoulders of each human being, no matter how long the human beings live for, these recorders are carrying out non stop recording of their activities. This is a warning by God that no perpetrator, no criminal, no violator will get away. And that is the certainty. That is the only certainty that there is in the whole thing. That all perpetrators will be held to account. So this knowledge should be tested by the behavior of the likes of Narendra Modi and the rapist criminal gangs that he applauded. And the same should be applied to the all these dozens of Supreme Court judges in India who have been behaving like the followers of Satan. They have been keeping quiet on the one hand, or they have been kind of undermining the victims on the other. And everything about the current satanic regime in India takes the narrative to the time of Babur and the Babri Mosque in Ayodhya. That's where the capital. It's not Delhi that they go to. The Hindutva hate mongers kind of recite Ayodhya endlessly. Now, the Supreme Court suspends all pretensions about being a neutral, independent, competent court. Whenever it comes to the Supreme Court's latest lying in rejecting any application by a Muslim victim of faith based criminality and crimes, the liar in chief says that there are these examples. You may not find them, but these are examples that justify what we are doing. Well, there is no such example. And the name Babri Mosque has become the most powerful trigger So, what is the length of this particular edition? Is 52 minutes. So, we shall be stopping this one at this stage and continuing in all the outstanding items in the next edition.